phone is Jared James. He is a lottery expert. Jared, is it more of a scratch-off expert than like playing the balls, the lottery balls?
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Thanks for having me on today, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of how my company, Lotto Edge, we actually started was on scratch offs. And it's crazy. Most lottery sales, like 65% of lottery sales are scratch offs. And, people think it's like the Powerball, Mega Millions, but most sales are scratch offs. And that's kind of our wheelhouse then.
What's your background as far as math, business, etc.?
Yeah, so I was an accounting major, believe it or not. I'm a CPA, so a certified public accountant, and used to be at one of the big four firms, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and then after that went into banking and was a mergers and acquisitions guy for one of the big banks. So always been a numbers guy, and kind of my background, coming up with this whole concept and idea, kind of like a lot of entrepreneurs, came out of a personal frustration that I had, and just kind of took my knowledge of numbers and analysis and analytics and said, I think I can do something here to help people specifically around scratch offs.
So we pulled all of our money here at the show. And we have accumulated, after all the pooling, $2,000.
Oh, nice.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to get rich.
So we're going to go and we're going to buy some scratch offs here at one of the gas stations and try to make some money. What is your advice to us specifically where we are?
All right, so I got a few things to unload on you here. So one of the crazy things about scratch off is it varies state to state, and you guys are in Tennessee. And one of the downsides is they're not very open with the information they share. So it almost puts you guys at a disadvantage of some other states because there's so many cool ways to actually dive in and look at scratch offs. And what we kind of always tell players is it's not just completely random. Our motto is like luck favors prepared. So you want to play the game that has the best odds of winning, right? So, and everybody, we learned just talking to players all over the country, everybody has like a different strategy of winning, like as in, you might be after $1,000. I'm after 10,000, and somebody else is after the $1 million prizes. And no matter what you're after, it's a different game that has the best odds to win that. And that's kind of how you want to hone in, is have your own kind of prize target in mind and really focus it on which game specifically is the best for you.
We want the prize of a whole lot of money, the most money possible. And so do you have any idea of the games that we should even try to play here?
All right, so this is actually like one of my absolute favorite things, and you guys could do in Tennessee. So we don't have Tennessee on lottoedge.com yet, but we have tons of other states. But here is one of my probably favorite strategies out there that not many people do. So with older games, there's not a lot of tickets left, right? So maybe it's been out there for 2-3 years and people are tired of it. They're not playing it. On the flip side, then a lot of retailers aren't carrying it. But here's what's interesting is some of these games, and it doesn't happen every time, but when it happens, it's a great opportunity. These older games might have a big top prize still out there. And those are ripe for the picking as far as odds. And I'm going to give you like a real example of what I'm talking about. So Georgia Lottery right now, if I remember, I was actually watching one of your old videos. I think Lunchbox's balloon friend was in Georgia, if I'm right.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a game there in Georgia. The odds to win the top prize were like it was a $2 million top prize, right? And the odds to win were 1 in 1.6 million tickets. But having a really old game, and there's not many tickets left, and we estimate about 90,000 tickets are left in this game. There's $2 million prize still there. So playing a game like that, where there's only very few tickets still remaining, but there's still a huge top prize out there, that's where you're going to want to go after, is try to find that kind of opportunity.
If you were to go to a gas station and buy an entire roll of scratch-offs, $20 scratch-offs, doesn't matter which one, but a whole roll, does that give you a better shot than going, I'll take that $20 one and that $20 one and that $10 one?
In theory, it should, right? So if you think about it, so the average odds are the odds to hit a prize on average. And for like a $20 ticket, it might be 1 in 3 tickets. Now, it doesn't mean every third ticket's a winner, but on average, about 1 in 3 tickets would be a winner. So going and picking one off of each roll, you might get one of those 3 that's a loser. You go to the next roll, 1 of the 3 is a loser. And you keep doing that, going to different rolls. If you're going to go the route of buying the full roll, it's probably better than going piecemealing it, because you're going to have at least some winners in there. You're going to have some expected payout that's going to come back to you. So if that is your strategy, and we don't encourage a lot of people, when they're on, they have a budget for playing the lottery each week, buying a roll is not for everybody, right? Because you guys got a nice pool, 2,000 there, but like for everybody, buying a $600 roll is not the best strategy for them. It's, I think just maybe being more strategic of how they're picking their games and sticking to their budget. But if you're going to do the roll, it's probably better than piecemealing it.
Do you have clients specifically? Like, how do people use you?
Yeah, so so most of our business right now is all direct to consumer. So lottery players, we have thousands of players that come to our site every day. We give a ton of our information away for free. There's information to help you. So we give a ton of it away just to help players. If you're a casual player and just want to know which game has the best odds. And then we have a pro or premium subscription for people who are really looking for a huge edge on playing those top prizes, like this ticket tracking I was talking about would be part of our pro membership.
Lunchbox, you have a question?
Maybe do you have Kentucky on your Rolodex? Because, Kentucky's only 30 minutes from me, and I can drive there to get the tickets if that's a better situation.
So we, if you're looking for one of those really game-changing ones I was just talking about, Georgia has some of those. They have 2 or 3, I think, right now.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Are you going to drive to Georgia? Would you drive to Georgia?
Yeah, I'd rent a car and drive to Georgia.
Why would you rent a car?
I don't think the 05 Ultima is going to make it.
Yeah. Because your car's old.
Yeah, mine has 214,000 miles on it.
What about just have Morgan drive you down?
Let's go.
Because she's part of this too.
Okay.
You would drive to Georgia. What's the closest, Mike, would you look on the map? Yeah. What's the closest spot in Georgia they could get to and buy a ticket? Is it worth it?
You got to have these tickets in stock, though. So you may get to that first gas station. They don't have your ticket.
Oh, I'll call in advance. That's called being prepared, like my boy says.
Let me tell you a quick story if you've got a second. So this exact situation I told you about in 2020 in North Carolina, there was a game. We were talking about it like crazy, but they had a $5 million top prize and a $1 million top prize and not many tickets left. There was a guy out, and people were calling us every day trying, hey, where can I find this ticket? But there was a guy in Western North Carolina, went store to store in one afternoon and just picked up tickets from that one game. He hit the $5 million in that afternoon. I'm not saying he got it from our website, but he was doing the exact thing that we're talking about here. Look, finding those games where there's that big overlooked prize. And it's out there. You can read the story. It was in North Carolina. So,
well, give us the Georgia game that we should play.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the one I'm looking at it's a $20 game.
Yeah.
And it's Cash Explosion. And it's a game number 1480.
Okay.
Yeah, look at
Cash explosion, dude. This is an explosion of cash.
Go ahead.
So, so if you're going to go after a booklet and you're wanting those big top prizes, that's the kind of strategy I would employ. And it's going to save you from buying a game where that top prize was claimed last week. It's not going to hit again. These, to me, and this game also has a $10,000 prize still hanging out there. So there's a couple nice ones to hit on that kind of game.
That's what we need, Bones.
Okay, so to get to Trenton, Georgia, it's 2 hours.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad.
Now, you'd have to make sure that somewhere near Trenton has the...
Oh, I will call every gas station in Trenton, Georgia and say, hey, you got Ash Explosion?
No, Cash Explosion.
Oh, cash.
Morgan, are you willing to go 2 hours?
Yeah, we can go 2 hours.
I'll give you guys some gas money.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. Maybe we could rent a Lambo. We'd get there faster.
What?
You want to rent a Lamborghini to drive faster?
You got to get there, get Cash Explosion, get back, and then we'll call Jared and be like, we're rich!
Jared, has anybody ever called you after they hit $1 million?
I would love for you guys to call me. And I'll tell you what, if you, I'm not too far from Georgia either. If you find something further inland, I'll go by them and come meet you and give them to you. So
I'm not trying to see this is what we're talking about.
We'll juice it a little bit for you.
Okay, so we have Jared James on. Jared, say your site name again just so people know Lotto Edge. Is it just LottoEdge.com?
It's just LottoEdge.com. Like I said, we stock again. We have data for. Most of the states we're adding more every day, but yeah, just come check it out. Like I said, a lot of it's free. If you're just a casual player, just, we got your data. We have a paid subscription too. If you're looking for more data.
If you win $300 million in one of these big jackpots, do you take the annuity or do you go lump?
It's funny. I actually just talked about this on a different interview. So I'm actually to me, it's a person by person, right? So there's some people where having that lump sum isn't a good idea, right? You're going to have people come out of the woodwork, and maybe you might even need a little protecting from yourself, right? So why? I mean, your life is substantially changed getting 10 million a year for the next, and it's really difficult too. If you get a lump sum in your bank account, how do you put that to use, right? You got to deploy it. So sometimes, I mean, I think it varies by the person. I think they have to look at their situation and consider taking the annuity.
Lunchbox, what would you do?
I'd take the lump sum, buy a boat, buy an island, retire, live on just chill.
Jared, what's the most you've ever won?
I'm not a huge player, believe it or not. I'm more of a sportsbook guy and casino and stuff. But I always my big thing is the strategy I just talked to you guys about. That's usually what I'm playing when I'm on road trips, is kind of looking for those big ones. But I'll still hit in the hundreds pretty frequently and stuff. But I honestly I don't. People think, oh, you run a lottery, so you must play all the time, and I really don't. It's more I'm just into the numbers and appreciate that. And like I said, more sportsbook.
Would you rather play the same numbers if you're playing the lottery, same numbers every time, or switch it up and do quick picks?
Honestly, I would do my own numbers over quick picks. I know it's supposed to be random on their side, but for convenience, it's quick picks is easy. But I'd probably stick to my own numbers.
Now, Lunchbox, you do quick picks. Why?
Because if I played the same numbers over and over, if let's say I hit every Powerball, I play it every time, and then I forget one time and those numbers hit and I miss out on 300 million, Jared, it's lights out, man.
What do you mean lights out?
They have subscriptions now. You can prepay for, 20 weeks or whatever, 26 weeks in advance. So you're not missing them.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's always said he would kill himself if it hit when he didn't play his own numbers.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah,
can't imagine.
He's so dumb. Okay, so we're going to be in touch. We think we're going to Georgia.
I told you guys my lottery guy was legit. I told you we had to do our research and get my lotto guy on.
What do you mean your lotto guy, though, by that?
I'm the one that brought.
No.
But I read news stories about this guy and his website all the time, and I'm like, guys.
Yeah, but when I say I got a tire guy, it's like I personally know somebody that can hook you up with tires. Do you know Jared?
No, I didn't.
No, so would that be like me going I got a Boston Celtics guy? It's Bill Simmons, but I've never actually met him.
I guess so. That's true too. But yeah, he was legit.
Now he's your dude.
Yeah, he's my dude.
All right,
you can
Jared.
call me anytime, man. I will help you anytime.
LottoEdge.com. Jared, we will be in touch. Thank you for your help this morning.
Thanks, guys. Have a great one.
Take care.
It's a